Okay. Hold on.
Okay, I can read.
Alright, summary of the case.
Miss Crane went to the black market auction as a customer. The red raincoat was one of the items up for auction. Oh yeah, the red raincoat.
Red
We
raincoat.
believe that she we believe that she left her seat after winning the bid for it. The only exit from the storeroom is the hatch that leads to the viewing platform. Miss Crane went out to the viewing platform, where she was attacked by Kay Faraday.
Oh no.
Oh no, that was how she met her end. And that concludes my summary of the case.
The red raincoat was up for auction. Is that a fact?
Oh, sorry. It is quite likely. The red raincoat had been a piece of evidence.
Oh. Oh yeah, from like the very first case. Yeah. Yeah. The killer was in the first case and he wore that raincoat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In the assassination attempt of the president of Zingfa. I remember that happening, as you
Yeah.
all know. Originally, it should have been stored in an appropriate place. But when I asked about it, I learned that it went missing.
And it somehow made its way to the black market auction. Certainly a natural conclusion.
Certainly unnatural.
Oh god, I forgot Blaze was here. My. Well done, Courtney. Your explanation is as clear as ever. I love how he just like has prosecutor's badges like all over his coat.
I am much obliged. Prosecutor Edgeworth, will you concede defeat now?
Absolutely not. Also, I'm not really a prosecutor anymore, am I? Hold on.
No, don't keep calling you prosecutor when
I don't have a job anymore. Sorry, but I don't plan on it.
I see. I am relieved.
Relieved? What did she mean? Come to think of it, her reason for questioning me yesterday remains a mystery. Ah. Just what is she thinking? She's thinking... I don't know.
Corruption.
Ah. Okay. Yes, it was. Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I clicked on notification.
Wait, okay, how many... Oh, okay. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Yeah. I can't believe Lana is a character in this case.
Lana?
Lana, yeah. I had to do a crappy
Lana.
Western accent for like half the time yesterday.
Oh, oh no, I'm so sorry.
Judge Courtney, I found it to be strange for a while now. Why is it Miss Hart Why is Miss Hart here with us?
Why the hell is that bitch here?
Why?
Oh, fucking. She is an eyewitness to this case. Isn't it only natural for her to be in attendance? Sorry, I'm like drawing angst while trying to pay attention. You want
Aw,
me to read
shucks.
that then? Or
You
you
can
can
read
do
her
it.
if you want. I'm not
No,
sure.
you can.
Yeah, okay. Aw, shucks. I reckon I'm more of an ear witness than an eyewitness. It seems like gaining the trust of others is your strong point, Judge Courtney.
Perhaps I simply do not wish to be as tactless as you. Ouch.
Ow! It appears
Oh.
you have failed. It appears you have failed to get the witness to tell you the most vital information. Please look at this photo. This was taken by Miss Hart.
This photo seems to have been taken in the storeroom. And what of it?
According to your reasoning, the incident took place on the viewing platform. However, Miss Hart encountered the incident in the storeroom. That's right, it had taken place just before this photo was taken. Oh.
Wait, if that's true, then Justine's reasoning...
Exactly, it does not hold up.
What?
Miss Hart, allow me to ask you again. You saw the person in the photo with your own eyes, correct? I have to warm up for this, god. I sure did. I see him, I seen him plain as day with my own 2 eyes. And what did you think at the time? I figured it was about to get me a big scoop, you know? Dot dot dot.
Dot. I guess that makes sense.
That's not what I meant. What did you think of that person? Huh? Well, I reckon she'd help me bring home the bacon. Are
The
you
what?
mocking me?
Hello?
Oh shucks, don't make that scary old face. It was just a harmless little joke. The person in the red raincoat? I reckon they were the culprit. I hope you understand now. The crime occurred in the... Thanks, Courtney.
Shut the fuck up. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I can understand your argument if you do not say it out loud. Fucking, if you had simply asked, I would have been more than willing to explain.
Explain what? Oh no,
The
not the
sounds
organ.
Miss Hart heard may not necessarily be related to the case.
That is
Object!
impossible.
Shut the fuck up!
Enough of your excuses.
Was the voice that Miss Hart heard really that of Miss Crane?
Such a shady conversation must have something to do with the case.
What did her voice sound like?
Her voice? Well, it beats me. How was I supposed to know? They're both using voice changers.
Huh?
Yeah, they're using voice changers beyond the masks.
Yes, the voices Miss Hart heard had been altered by a device. We must therefore question whether or not they have any bearing on this case. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, tisk tisk.
Just fuck you. You need not object just because you wish to sigh.
She's got a point. Judge Courtney, it seems I have greatly overestimated you. No,
Ooh.
Courtney is quite amazing, you see. You claim that the sounds Miss Hart heard have no bearing on the case. Even if they do not, it doesn't change the fact that the crime took place in the storeroom. At the very least, the crime must have occurred before the victim went up to the rooftop. The reason being... Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, their hand is covered in blood. That's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a problem.
Yeah. At first, I thought the person in the red raincoat was the culprit. Well, Miss Hart's testimony certainly made it sound that way. Oh, whoops. Precisely, it was because she saw that the person's hand was covered in blood. Anyone who heard her testimony would have arrived at the same conclusion. The person in the red raincoat was the culprit, and the blood on their hand was the victim's. However, if the person in the red raincoat was the victim, then the situation changes completely. Since blood can be seen in this photo, it must have been taken after the crime occurred. It seems we've been under the wrong impression in regards to the victim's condition. The victim was still alive. Wait, so who's the victim then? The victim was definitely attacked in the storeroom. Immediately afterward, the victim was seen with blood on her hand. That must mean the victim was still alive even after she was attacked. The blood on her hand must have come from her own wound. Ooh, that's not good.
No way! Are you saying that she died from a hand injury?
No, that is not the case. I suspect she just held her hand against the wound. It can't be seen in the photo, but at this moment she must have already suffered a fatal wound. Ho ho, if that's true, then it changes a lot of things, you know? It seems you understand. This refutes the allegations against Kay. Kay encountered Kay encountered the victim after this picture was taken. I believe at that point in time the victim was already on the verge of death. It's likely Kay just happened to be present when the victim reached the end of her strength.
That is quite the coincidence.
She's right. Indeed, I can only say that she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. She just simply died in front of Kay.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, it seems you have forgotten a crucial fact.
You mean that, right? He must be pretending that he hasn't noticed it, you see. What did you say? Are you implying that he forgot something? Courtney, I think it's about time you gave him his last rites.
Hey, Pops! Justine's with me, you know? Don't order her around like that.
You know, even though you're my son, you're so embarrassing.
Ew. I'm not embarrassing.
I'm sorry, but you're both rather embarrassing. Ow, Edgeworth.
Ow, Edgeworth. Justine, give Mr. Edgeworth his,
Very well.
Very well.
Nope.
Me! I shall give him his last rites.
You're just gonna kill him? Nope. Okay.
My dog be barking. When the body was found, there were 3 wounds in Miss Crane's chest.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you're well aware that what kind of wounds these were, right? Yes, she was stabbed in the heart with a 3-pronged candelabra.
Yeah.
I was about to say candelabra, but that was not right.
It should be
Is there any person who could survive such an injury? It's easier to say candelabra.
Candelabra.
Fuck. Sorry. Please take a close look at the autopsy report. Can you still say the same thing after reading it? Well done, Justine. With this, Mr. Edgeworth will...
I'll offer a rebuttal, of course.
I hope... Okay, the homestay girl just came back home. I hope she doesn't hear me voice acting. Why would you do that? Didn't you hear that what Justine just said?
Of course, I did. And I still plan to object to it.
It's not fair! He's opposing me at every turn.
It was never my intention to oppose you.
Huh? Really?
It's simply not worth my time.
I see. So that's how it is. Yep. After all, I'm...
That's enough, you know. You're embarrassing your father, you see.
But I guess not, Dad. Huh? What do you mean, Pops?
Three wounds.
Hmm.
She was stabbed in the heart.
Wow!
Whoa. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, so... Yeah, there's no blood on the raincoat itself.
Huh.
And there should be if she was bleeding out like that. I don't know. Ha!
Ha!
Tisk
Tisk,
tisk.
tisk, tisk.
Chairman de Best, do you know what this is? It seems to be a red raincoat. How about it, Courtney?
The victim, Miss Crane, was wearing this earlier. Prosecutor Edgeworth, must I repeat my explanation to you all over again?
I suppose it just might come to that. Just Courtney, answer me this. This red raincoat was stained with blood. Do you happen to remember where specifically those bloodstains were located?
Of course I do. They were on the hood. Wait, it can't be.
What does this mean? Judge Courtney, were there any other bloodstains besides the ones in the hood?
None were detected.
Don't you think it's strange? The victim died from a stab wound to the chest. In that case, there should have been bloodstains on the front of the raincoat. However, the only blood they found was on the hood. This is a huge contradiction. You're right.
Yeah.
The wound on the victim's head is no ordinary wound. It's a wound. Yeah, what does he mean with that? After all, the victim sustained this wound before she was stabbed in the chest.
It does appear that way, doesn't it? The victim first suffered the head wound. If she had already been stabbed in the chest, the raincoat would have been stained with blood. Therefore, it is unthinkable that her chest was stabbed before she suffered the head wound. So the order of the wounds would be first the head, followed by the chest. However, does that really change the situation?
With this, a contradiction is born. One that overturns all of our assumptions up until now.
Is the change really that great? I look forward to hearing it. Well then, this contradiction, why don't you show it to me? With evidence.
Oh my god, evidence!
Oh my god, evidence?
Oh, what? Whoa.
Candle bra.
Oh, candle bra. Oh, head wound was postmortem.
Head wound was postmortem.
That's not right. This is the autopsy report written by Dr. Young. I'd like to update it. According to this, the head wound was post-mortem.
But that's not what the raincoat shows.
Exactly. It's the exact opposite.
Bailiff, hurry and summon Mr. Dr. Bonnie Young at once. Until we hear what she has to say, we cannot close the curtains on this case.
Oh my god, there's so many people in this room.
Why are there so many people in this room? Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Oh yeah, Edgeworth was like on trial, and then he like raised an objection to like some of the evidence they're using against him. So that's where we're at right now.
Oh my god. In case just there.
Yeah.
Dr. Young is a busy person. It will take some time for her to arrive. In the meantime, let us try viewing this case from another angle. There's something that's been on my mind. One of the key figures in this case. The conductor. We still don't know who that person is. Now that you mention it... Oh my god, I lost his voice. Even after our investigation, we still have no idea who it is. The conductor has come up time and time again during this hearing. However, at this point in time, their identity remains a mystery. How about it? Do you have any ideas?
I'm still not sure at the moment. However, there is someone I have in mind. A certain individual involved with this case who might know something about it.
Who's that?
Blaze the Best. I demand your testimony.
What?
Oh. Fire.
Sorry. Don't say such a stupid thing. Why would you suspect Pops? Are you trying to cast suspicion towards the chairman of the PIC?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Do you understand what that means?
Status and prestige mean nothing before the truth. That man is trying to pin the crime on Kay. The evidence that was in Kay's possession, the ticket stub, the mask, the corsage, these items did not come into her possession out of her own volition. By some method, that man purposely planted them on her personage. Personage?
I think it's personage, yeah.
personage. Okay, I was just saying it like Edgeworth would.
Don't blame your pronunciation, blame the character. It is hard to believe such a sudden accusation, but I'll ask just in case. Why would he do that?
Obviously, to direct suspicion towards Kay.
As I've already said.
Yeah, I succeeded in drawing out those words from him earlier.
Mr. Chairman, your response. Where the hell did my apple thing go? Oh, there it is.
Oh, dot dot dot. Are you too shocked to speak? And what of it? Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, what of it? You say that you drew out some words to me, but you don't have a shred of proof, you know? No one else heard it but you. It just doesn't work like that, you see. Or do you have something else? You know, like some kind of basis for your argument? His confidence. He also showed it at the cell.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I would like you to explain once more. I trust we have your permission, Mr. Chairman.
But of course, I'm pretty interested in this matter myself, you know. I'd like to know just what part of me seems criminal to Edgeworth. A lot of things.
a lot of things.
There's no one as honest as I am, you see. How can you
That's
say that
a
with
red
a straight
flag.
face?
Yeah.
Let's start from the top. The fact that the auction was held in this room is a cause for suspicion. This is the PIC meeting room. I imagine it would be difficult for non-members to enter.
That's why all the members have key cards, you know.
I think we can assume that multiple auctions have been held here before. Therefore, suspecting a member of the PIC would be...
The best!
Yes, because the conductor had been a PIC member. Oh, that was really nice, actually.
Wait! No!
What was that all about?
What do I do, Pops? I just hope the enemy...
Sebastian really is an idiot, you know. But you see, Edgeworth, I'm not the only one with access, you know.
Indeed, there are 11 members in the PIC. Even if we rule out the victim, Miss Crane, there are still 10 potential suspects.
That's true, I suppose.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh, I think that was just your mic. Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, no. My mic is messy.
You're fine.
It's not me! It could be the chairman, right? I don't know who it is, but whoever it is, just come forward. Yes, everyone just calm down, you know? You add, you know, onto the end of sentences like it's
Cool.
it sucks. Edgeworth, is that all you got? Where's the evidence to suspect me? Oh, so you've fallen silent. But you've gone too far, you see. I won't forgive you anymore. It's too late for regrets, you know. He just brings out a knife and stabs him. I'm a very important man, you see. Former chief prosecutor and chairman of the PIC. It's fine if you're not prepared to face the fire, you know. Because, you see... Either way, it won't make any difference. I love that that's just like a sprite. Oh god, those eyes!
He just does it. Like, oops, sorry, your evidence is gone now.
That's not suspicious.
Because I'm gonna bully you.
You've been rambling on and on for quite a while about the most trivial details, you know.
You know?
Like the location of the I should just like make him into like some sort of like cat boy sort of voice. Like it's sort of going that direction.
It sort of is.
Like the location of the murder and the order of the wounds. What else was there? It just doesn't matter, you know. Because you see, none of that means anything, you know. What is that? What's that sentence? You know.
Yeah.
think, think about it. We've got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim. That's all that matters, you see. So she'll even get a lighter sentence with a confession, you know. Now then, if there are any contradictions, be my guest. How can that be considered a testimony? There must be a contradiction somewhere. That person, he's very important, isn't he? Mr. Edgeworth, it's all right. Let's just give up. Surely I must have killed her. I can even remember it. Don't be tied down by your muddled memories. If you want to believe in something. Disc. Believe in your own innocence. Believe in me who believes in you. Aw. But
Aw,
my opponent is the
father.
PIC chairman. Taking him down won't be easy. However, he has he has underestimated me. If I can take advantage of that.
Because I'm gonna bully. That's so funny to me.
I love this testimony.
It just doesn't matter, you know?
It just doesn't matter. It's fine.
doesn't matter.
Got the suspect herself saying she killed the victim. I mean, it may be true that she confessed, however, that does not make it the truth. She is suffering from memory loss, so we must question the credibility of her testimony. Oh, I hate that. That's like Manfred von Cartwright's sort of objection.
Oh my god.
Even if you say that, you know, it still won't solve anything. What good will it do to deny her confession? Sounds like nonsense to me. Wanna try asking her again? I think she'll just say that she's the murderer again, though. Very well. Let's try asking her again, one last time. I'd like to hear from Kay herself, whether or not she is the culprit. Huh? From me?
Will that be alright? If this goes poorly, it will be quite unfavorable for you.
I do not mind. However, I shall ask Kay the question myself. I'm moved to tears, you know. Oh, how touching, you know. How very touching. Fine then, I'll let you ask her. However, I have one condition. If all this proves to be a waste of time, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
That will be the end of it. Yeah! How's that sound?
You know, I feel like his beard would be so itchy. You know, like when the dogs, like the slobbery dogs,
Yeah.
and like they have like just a lot of like buildup of like slob on like their chest or something because of like how much,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
that part is usually very itchy. I feel like that's his fucking beard.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks really horrible.
The end of the hearing?
No, the end of his life. Yes, yes, it seems you can be smart once in a while, Sebastian. In other words, you see, if she confesses again, Kay Faraday will be found, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Jeez, guilty.
Guilt.
Yep, it's a fine idea. Guilty, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's
That
right.
sounds corrupt as hell.
Yeah, that's harsh. But either way, if I do nothing, she'll be declared guilty. Kay! Kay!
Let me pep talk you right now. Say right now.
Grabs her shoulders.
Not kill her.
Yes? I know what I'm asking of you is unreasonable, but please, I want you to answer me. It doesn't matter how tiny it is. Do you remember anything? Anything that would prove your innocence? Why? Why would you go that far for me? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
too
okay,
scared to
try.
remember.
Try really hard. Do I need to get
Because...
a wax figure out for you?
No! Because I might have done something even worse. If that were the case, I would only make things worse for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay Faraday must have been a despicable criminal. Someone who betrayed your trust. Don't worry. We've only known each other for a short while. But I know you very well. I'd even say I know you better than yourself now that you've lost your memories. Oh god, look at that!
Oh,
uh,
Jesus Christ.
I can't get this wrong. Wiki. Get a Grosso badge. The great thief Yagarasu. Yagarasu is a noble thief who would never stoop to murder. Oh,
Dots.
no, it's useless. After all, no matter what, that memory still remains. This image that's stuck in my head, I just can't get rid of it. That means I must have... There's no clear evidence to prove you're the culprit, besides your own confession. Remember what I said. You must believe in yourself. Or perhaps you cannot trust my words. You're pulling a Cosmo right now, Truth.
I was gonna say, like, Cosmo put this so much worse than you. Cosmo did a terrible job.
Wow, you don't believe me? No, that's
What,
not
you
it.
think I won't be able to get you off?
Oh, that line haunts me.
You know, I desperately wish I had it fully voice acted so I could log onto twitter.com and somebody and Daily Asogi could post that voice clip like every other day.
That'd be awesome.
I wish it was real, but it's not.
They should fully voice act it.
I need to hunt
It's
down
dirty.
Kazuma Sogi's voice actor and email him and beg him.
You should commission him to do that line.
Oh
Just
my
that one
god,
line.
you're right. I'll pay you $100 just to say one line, sir.
Please. No, that's not it. It's because you are trying to save someone like me. You've already lost so much, all for my sake. I can't bear it anymore. Please. Please just give up. I see now. I thought it was strange. The reason you're acting like you wanted to be found guilty was because you were concerned about me. That's just like you, Kay.
Hi, Mocha. Can you come closer so I can hit you better?
It's because you're a good person, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mocha, Mocha,
Unfortunately, I may
Mocha,
fall short of your expectations. I'm not trying to be a
Mocha.
good person. No matter how much you may want me to give up, I'll keep trying to save you. That is the nature of who I am. Whether or not it is a burden for you is none of my concern.
Aw, they. Aw.
They. Kay, believe in yourself once more. You're a noble, great thief.
I
What you
like
should
how
be
this is such
doubting
a
is your
sweet
memory of
moment.
committing the murder.
I
That is
like
my
how this is
wish.
such a sweet moment.
Yeah.
And the exact same thing happened in DGS.
Yeah.
And we got a fucking innuendo.
Yeah.
So bad.
That is my wish above all else. Please. I... Oh,
Shake.
Kay!
What is it? Did you remember something?
If she remembers something now, it'd be like a bad movie.
No.
Bullshit.
Hey.
Okay. Dot from everyone.
Just bull. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Please ask her to clarify. Wait, doesn't John Marsh wear a fucking red raincoat?
Uh,
Am I
um,
crazy?
um, um, hold on. It's not a raincoat. It's a coat. It's sort of a ladybug coat.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Uh, um, well, Kay, what do you mean by bullshit? I remember now. The person in the raincoat was absolute bullshit. The person in the red raincoat had that with her. The stuffed bulldog. I'm certain of it. Is that true?
Is that true, defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court hereby accepts the defendant's statement as a new piece of evidence.
Oh God. Quit messing around, Courtney. A testimony like that cannot be accepted, you know?
Her objection has been noted, sir. However, testimony about the victim's belongings
Has been lacking up until now. Nevertheless, you know, her vague memories cannot be trusted, you know?
Her memories are vague. That would be bad for us as well. Didn't you say this earlier yourself, Mr. Chairman? Since we have the suspect's confession, we don't need to worry about the trivial details.
Courtney, oh my God, you're doing something good.
What? He's itching. If we decide to doubt her memories, then we must also doubt her confession, which is the main foundation of our case.
Oh God.
Are you willing to do that, sir?
Why are you torturing my hand, sir?
Sir, please, ow.
Ah, you're right. Well, never mind then. I shall leave it to you.
Thank you very much.
We did it. It was touch and go for a while there, though. However, these words of words of Judge Courtney just now, it almost feels as if she's on our side. Thank you, Courtney.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, do you know anything about this stuffed animal?
The stuffed animal Kay spoke of must have been this. The weird-ass bull.
Freaking looked like, what's his name? Starbuck.
Yeah, you're right.
It looked like Starbuck.
We found it in the storeroom. It is believed to be one of the items for the auction. Ooh, Spinny.
Spinny, this is... Do you know something about it, Justine? No, it's just a bit different from what I imagined.
Indeed, it's certainly not what I've expected the victim to be carrying. Let's examine every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I don't know. The fact that it doesn't have a... The left horn is missing. There's a hole in this stuffed animal. It seems that this hole is where the horn is inserted into. I guess its head isn't stuffed with cotton. I wonder what's inside. Perhaps I should examine the other side.
Spinny.
Spinny. What's that? What's that?
What the hell is that?
A cherry blossom petal is stuck in its soft fur. Speaking of which, there are also some stuck on the red raincoat. A cherry tree. Wasn't there one blooming on the viewing platform? Yes, it seems safe to assume that this was taken outside. However, why would the victim be carrying something like this? I don't know, let's see. Horn. The right horn seems to be fine, but the entire balance feels a bit off. This horn, it looks like you can move it. What? What?
Oh. Bzz,
Bzzz? What was that buzzing
bzz.
sound? It seems the toy is equipped with a recording device. Oh.
Huh?
And uh-oh. Blaze doesn't like
Oh.
that.
Oh.
I knew who you were right away. You cannot hide that burn from me. Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time. Scream.
Scream.
I'm not screaming. Is this the moment of the murder? Who could have recorded something like this? I don't know, the victim.
I don't know, man. I wonder who has a burn. I wonder.
I wonder.
Who.
I wonder.
Who.
Maybe the guy with fire.
Maybe. I don't
This
know. That'd be
is-
crazy.
That'd be crazy. There ain't no doubt about it. This here is what I heard.
We cannot verify when these voices were recorded. It's also possible that they aren't related to the case at all. If only we had some video as well.
That's hogwash. I'm telling you, that right there was the conversation that I heard. The victim was holding on to it, right? I reckon it must have been recorded when she got attacked.
That certainly is a possibility. However, your testimony alone is insufficient. I require I require something with a little more credibility.
That's fair. Lana isn't very credible.
Yeah.
Edgeworth. I just said Edgeworth as if it was a part of her dialogue. God damn it. I'm tired. Again, her words. It almost sounds as if she's trying to give me advice. Judge Courtney, there's no mistake that those voices were from the incident. Please recall the audio that was recorded by the stuffed animal. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. If we compare this part of the recording with a certain piece of evidence, we can prove it. This evidence shows the recording took place at the moment of the crime. Wiki. Autopsy report, apparently. Why?
The burn mark.
Burn mark! Ha!
Ha ha. That's me, isn't it? Okay. The autopsy report. And exactly what part of the autopsy report shows that?
This part shows that the
Do you
recording
have
took.
to freaking point?
Yeah!
That's so. I don't know. Here's
right
the
there.
keyword, burn mark. And if you read the rest of the sentence, then you will find the answer.
You're dumb, so I'll just point it out to you. I remember clearly what that voice said because it played like 5 seconds ago. You can't hide that
Are we
burn
gonna
from
get a
me.
flashback?
Flashback. On the victim's hand, there was a burn mark. Indeed, it just happened to match up, you see, but what of it? According to case testimony, the victim had been holding the stuffed animal, and it just happened to record the characteristic of the victim, namely the burn.
That's just a coincidence. I mean, it could happen, right? Overruled. I do not think so. It is hard to believe that all of this is simply a coincidence. She's actually helping.
She's helping. She's nice when
Oh
she
my
helps.
god. I just like really did not like her for most of the other cases. Now that she's helping, it's like winning me over now.
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
The voices of the stuffed animal on the stuffed animal were most likely recorded during the incident.
One of these voices must belong to the true culprit. From what we've heard, it must have been the one who was doing most of the talking.
But what's the point? In the end, we still can't tell their gender or identity, you know?
Yeah, like, were they
Gender
gay?
identity can't you cannot assume the gender.
Indeed, because they had been using voice changers, it can't be helped.
It seems the situation has been quite clear. has become quite clear. The conversation Miss Hart overheard was between the culprit and Miss Crane.
Ah, whoops. Oh, okay. That's what I've been telling you from the start. And from this, we'll understand a new fact. Okay, but voicing Lana last episode made me, like, accidentally give other characters a crappy Western accent.
Oh no.
Because she talks a lot in that case, in that game,
Oh
and
my god.
yeah.
I should try. The thing is, I live in the South. Like, I live in fucking Alabama, and you would think I would be able to do an Alabamian accent, but I
Yeah,
can't. I can't do it. I can't do a Southern accent for the life of me.
yeah.
Maybe it's because it's just too much for me.
It's too much.
Please enlighten us then. I trust you have no objections, Mr. Chairman.
Do what you want. According to Mr. Hart's testimony just before the incident, two people came up from the auction hall using the lift. It must have been the conductor and one of the auction guests. They probably went there to settle the payment after winning a bid.
Oh, I think my dad's coming. Hold on.
And then it was there that the crime was carried out.
He's just cleaning.
Alright.
I'm gonna be a little quiet though.
Alright. Since the auction continued after the crime took place, we are led to a single truth. It's a new fact that we arrive at. Culprit is the conductor. Apparently.
Apparently.
I'm just wiki playing now.
Wiki.
Since the
You're
conductor
fine.
was the only one who could keep the auction going, we can conclude that the deceased victim could not have been the conductor.
Justine. Please be quiet here, okay? Shut the hell up. Let
If
Edgeworth
the
speak.
conductor was not the victim, then they must have been the culprit.
Please wait. That alone is insufficient.
Of course, even I do not intend to rely only upon the process of elimination. Blaze being angry in the background.
He's quaking.
Certain traces left at the crime scene led me to believe that the culprit is the conductor.
Well then, please show it to us.
What were the traces left at the crime scene that led me to this that the culprit is the conductor?
Meh.
Meeting room blood. The culprit purposely left a large amount of blood in the meeting room. In doing
Look up
so,
here.
we were led to believe that the meeting room had been the scene of the crime. It was a ruse by the true culprit to hide the blood that had fallen from the storeroom.
So we wouldn't find out the existence of the black market auction, correct? Look up here.
Indeed.
Here. Here. Here.
If the culprit had been unrelated to the auction, there would have been no need to do such a thing. Ergo, the culprit could have only been the conductor.
Well then, do you have any idea as to who the conductor might possibly be?
The auction hall is at the PIC meeting room, and furthermore, there is a storeroom above it. The conductor must have been, at the very least, a member of the PIC. So, in other words, you suspect me, I take it? Isn't it natural to suspect you, the one with the most authority in the PIC?
Objection.
Okay. You are quite capable. I'll give you that much, at least. But, you know, like I said before, you're far too naive. You have nothing, you know. There's no evidence that proves I am the culprit, you see. If by some chance you do have evidence, then why don't you present it? Ugh. Do I have evidence that Blaze is the culprit? Yeah, I don't have it. Blaze himself has suggested that he is the criminal. He's been showing that strange self-confidence for a while now. He knows that there is not a single piece of evidence left behind to incriminate him.
It's because you burned all of it.
Yeah, if you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. That's right, exactly.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. I always wanted to say that, you know. Well then, Courtney. She hits him. I reckon I just remembered something too. What?
What? You also lost your memories?
Nah, that ain't it. Something just popped into my head right now.
Very well. Please tell us.
Oh, Courtney, could you tell me what you are doing?
Prosecutor Edgeworth will not give up until we have destroyed every last possibility. I'm destroying every possibility so that he will never oppose us again.
Good excuse. Bark.
Justine, I don't really know what's going on, but well said. Pops, I'm gonna hope too. After all, he's the one who's wrong.
Fine then. Let's see what she has to say.
Well then, Miss Hart, please proceed.
Sure thing. Just leave it to me. Please make sure you only tell the truth.
Oh my god.
Ain't that a matter of course? I'm a bona fide journalist of justice, you know. Somehow I feel uneasy. Y'all saying that the culprit was a conductor, right? That means the victim was a customer. Now, here's what it gets a mite strange. You see, there were 11 people at the auction. When the auction continued after the incident, I went straight on over and stuck a peek down below. You don't mean... That's exactly what I mean. All 11 people were still there, present and accounted for. What?
Are you sure about that?
Sure, I'm sure. I saw it with my own two eyes.
So it started with 11 people, and there were still 11 people after the murder. Was it a ghost?
Yeah! You know, Sebastian, normally a prosecutor would call that a contradiction, you know. Oh god, I just gave him a western accent. No, southern accent, I don't know. Were there really no changes in the auction at all? Really, I'm telling you, the auction just went on like normal. But there was one itty bitty thing, though. What was it? You know those hammers that you always see at an auction? Like the one that
Oh
lady
my
is
god.
using over there.
Oh my god. An auction gavel, perhaps?
Yep, that's the one. All of a sudden, I couldn't hear the sound no more. It'd been banging away just prior to it. The sound of the gavel. Does that mean does that have anything to do with the case? All right.
Hmm. Bonk.
Bonk.
If Miss Hart's testimony is the truth, then this matter has taken a grave turn. If the victim was neither the conductor nor a customer, the very foundation of Prosecutor Edgeworth's reasoning would collapse.
Ah,
Justice prevails, as they say. I hope you've learned your lesson, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, there really is nothing we can do. It's not over yet. Some mysteries still remain. I have to think. If I don't, then Kay will be... Did you get the answer you wanted this time? Well, a deal's a deal. Oh!
Please wait, Mr. Chairman. I believe it is still too early to make a judgment. Okay. There are still a few mysteries left in this case.
Ha!
Until we have solved them all, we cannot call this a complete victory. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Edgeworth? I was expecting you to shout. Hold it, like you always do.
Yes, of course. Once again, Judge Courtney has come to my aid. Well then, what is it? What sort of mysteries are left?
Well, of course, there's the contradiction in the autopsy report.
Oh
Huh?
yeah. Oh yeah. That we left alone for a bit there. That
Hmm.
kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they were getting the freaking doctor.
Yeah.
I brought her in.
Do you want to
Was
do
that
Karen?
Karen?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, what's wrong? Why were you suddenly called here? Did someone suddenly get sick? I'll begin preparing a compressed stat. Ouch! What'd you call me? What'd you call me here? Blah, 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 me here for? Did something happen? Dr. Young, Miss Jensen, you have my gratitude for taking the trouble to come here. This won't take long, so please relax. Tell me when Blaze is going on. Of course. We called you here because something came up.
Judge Courtney, so what are you planning?
Bonnie Young, under the divine rule of law, please answer truthfully. There were no mistakes in your autopsy report, correct? Granny would never make a mistake. That's certainly strange. Huh? What's strange? This court has found an error in Dr. Young's autopsy report. Dr. Young, please tell the truth. Did you falsify the autopsy report? That's terrible! How can you accuse her of that? I have no idea what you're talking about. Why would I do such a thing in the first place? To protect the culprit, of course. What you talking about? I would never do such a thing. How strange. In that case, why would there be an error in the autopsy report, I wonder? What is the error in the autopsy report? Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think?
I think there was an error in the autopsy report.
Oh, I expected you to press into her statement like you normally do.
Why is she taking control of the situation and trying to help me? I don't know what her goal is, but I must play along. If the autopsy report you gave to Sebastian had been authentic, then the error should not have been taken there.
Wait a minute. I didn't do anything.
That is what we will figure out from this point on. Firstly, Dr. Young, I'd like to hear your testimony.
Why do you want to hear her testimony? It would be pointless.
I'll be the one who decides whether or not it is pointless, not you.
There are patients waiting for us. But Granny, ouch. Anyways, we don't have time for this.
Is there any way I could convince you? This is of utmost importance.
Mr. Miles Edgeworth, Granny says she'll testify. So please, try to finish this quickly. If we don't return soon, there will be people in terrible suffering.
And yet, you were lollygagging about on the viewing platform earlier. Lollygagging.
Oh, God.
That's such an Edgeworth word.
Yeah, he would. He would.
I promise you that won't take long. This won't take long. Only if she tells me the truth, of course. Let's see.
It's both of them. There are mistakes in Granny's autopsy report. I've been working with corpses longer than you've been alive. There's no way I'd make a mistake in writing the autopsy report. Ouch. I've got nothing to gain from falsifying the autopsy report. It's what she says. See? There's nothing strange at all.
Yes, yes, that's right, you know. There's no way she would falsify it, is he?
Under the name of the goddess of law, do you swear that this testimony is the truth? Of course! Could you never tell a lie?
We were asking Dr.
You,
Young. We do not need to hear from a third party.
I'm not third party, I'm on Grady's side. If you raise an objection to my testimony, you best prepare yourself. You ex-prosecutor.
Don't kill me. That'll definitely
Kill.
expose the contradiction in the autopsy report. Alright, it says, press on the third statement. The victim wore this raincoat after suffering a blow to the head, and yet there was not a single drop of blood on the front of the raincoat. Therefore, it is impossible for the head wound to have been post-mortem.
Well, that's... Ouch! I don't need you to tell me that. That's what I wrote down from the very beginning.
The autopsy report says the head wound was post-mortem. That's completely different.
Yeah. I relayed to Karen that what to put down in the autopsy report. After that, it was none of my beeswax.
Relayed to Karen. Please elaborate on that. Okay.
Okay. Hmm?
Dr. Young, please confirm what this autopsy report says with your own eyes.
I'll read it out for you. Ouch.
Oh.
Oh no. This autopsy report wasn't written by me.
Uh-oh. What? What do you mean? Don't beat each other up.
I don't know.
Stop beating each other up!
But Granny, I can't see that. Miss Jensen, if you are trying to keep the truth in the dark, then... In place of the goddess of law, I shall hear your confession.
Judge Courtney is talking with Dr. Young in private.
What? Is that true? Understood. I shall convey your words to everyone else, Dr. Young. I properly relayed the autopsy report orally to that child. It seems my granddaughter must have mucked it up when she was writing it down.
Wow, she mimicked her voice perfectly.
Ah, damn it, I should...
Damn it. There was no need for her to go that far, though. In
Damn
other
it.
words, the contents of the autopsy report had been falsified. By your hand, Miss Jensen.
Oh, hi. With that, we've proven that the wound on her head came first, followed by her chest wound. William. Miss Jensen, why did you falsify the autopsy report?
Hold on a second. She never said she falsified it, you know. She just made a teeny tiny mistake when she wrote it down. That's not good.
That's not...
Postmortem and antemortem can sound kind of similar now, you know. You're a professional, you should be writing the autopsy right.
Oh my god.
They're complete opposites. That is the very definition of a falsification. Miss Jensen, why would you lie?
Okay, ouch. I want you to tell me to. Why would you do something like that? Granny, but
Because you falsified the autopsy report, Kay fell under suspicion. Tell me why you did it.
I, I cannot say. I just can't say it.
Not I do not want to say, but I can't say? You're all a bunch of bullies, you know. Ganging up on this poor girl who loves her grandmother so. She
There's
is
a guy who
totally
had a testimony titled, I'm going to bully you.
I'm going to bully you. By the way, your microphone has gone off a little bit.
Why does my phone always do this? Hold on.
Oh, I'm being tagged. Oh, never mind. It's just the group chat. Alright. She's totally unrelated to this. I think we can forgive her for one tiny mistake. No. That won't do.
No.
No. Aren't you the one with most to
No.
lose if she testifies? What are you saying? You see, as a former prosecutor, you'd have to speak a little more clearly, you know. Very well, as you wish, I shall answer clearly. Miss Jensen played an essential role in this case. She was an accomplice. I knew that. Miss Jensen falsified the autopsy report in order to assist the true culprit.
Ouch.
This girl is an accomplice. What is your basis for that claim? It was impossible for a single person to commit the crime in the first place. The crime could not have been committed without at least two people, namely because, the number of people wouldn't match. If the conductor was the culprit and one of the auction guests was the victim, it would contradict the witness's testimony that there were 11 people after the incident. What now? You got a problem with my testimony? Not at all. Rather, it is because I believe your testimony, that's why an accomplice must exist. So you still... Oh god, alright. Voices. So you still won't admit that your reasoning is wrong. Up until now, we had not even considered the possibility of an accomplice. However, if there had been an accomplice, it changes the entire story completely. If the if the accomplice took the murdered auction guest's place, then the number of people remains 11. Oh, I see now. So that's what you're thinking. But you know, that one that had been quickly discovered. Miss Jensen and the victim have similar physiques. If she wore the victim's masks, then she could have easily taken her place. Miss Jensen, did you switch places with the victim?
I wouldn't.
Who was the conductor? In other words, tell me who was the true culprit.
I can't. I mean, that would also cause trouble for Granny. Ouch. But Granny, I will accept whatever wrongs you may have done. Just tell me everything. Granny!
God!
Oh my god.
You killed her! As I thought, it appears you really were the accomplice. Miss Jensen, why?
Miss Jensen, would you please tell us? Yes. It's okay, Granny. I'm fine now. I switched places with the victim, Miss Crane.
So you admit to being the conductor's accomplice?
Yes. I helped out the conductor. I don't really know why, but for some reason, the conductor was expecting to be attacked by Miss Crane.
The conductor expected an attack from the victim.
They were so sure it was going to happen that they came up with a plan to counter it. A way to beat the victim at her own game, and that's when I was called in. I was told to wait in the storeroom before the auction began.
Whoa there, you ain't fooling my eyes. If you were waiting in the storeroom, I reckon I would have bumped into you. After all, I'd been up in that storeroom the entire auction.
I'm telling the truth.
I wonder about that, you know. Can we really believe a girl who would falsify a report? There should have been many places to hide in that storeroom. Then by all means, tell me. Where did our little nurse hide? The place in the store with Miss Jensen was, the costume trunk. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She hid inside this costume trunk. A costume trunk, eh? Ah, now that you mention it, that box was already there before I snuck in. I figured I would hide in there myself, but it was wrapped up nice and tight with a chain. It was locked too, so I had to give it up. I suspect that when you sneaked into the room, Miss Jensen was already inside the trunk.
Yes, it would have been bad if one of the guests from the auction had opened the lid. After instructing me to hide inside, the conductor wrapped a chain around the costume. She just turned normal. I yeah, she's normal. I think they went downstairs, using the lift shortly thereafter. I was right before the auction. It was right before the auction.
So then, when the auction began, only you and Miss Hart were in the storeroom.
Yes, that should be right.
The auction had been going on as usual, but when a certain participant made a winning bid, the conductor committed the crime. Miss Hart must have heard the altercation that occurred then. You betcha. I was trembling behind that there statue the whole time, though. Following the altercation, Jill Crane was murdered. X. After killing Jill Crane, the conductor carried her body to the costume trunk. And Miss Jensen, who had been hiding in the trunk, was made to take Miss Crane's place. The victim's body was placed inside the costume trunk. The conductor then took Miss Jensen, who had been made to look like Jill Crane, and returned to the auction hall as if nothing had happened. Hooray! Was this roughly what happened in the storeroom during the incident?
Yes, that's right.
Pulling the old switcheroo with won this auction, guess. Ain't that impossible? That gal and the murder victim are two completely different people, you know. Don't you reckon one of the other participants would have noticed and caused a ruckus? No, not at all. The reason they didn't notice the switch was because, oh, they were wearing masks. Right? Okay. Either way. From what I can tell, Miss Jensen and the victim appear to have a similar physique. Furthermore, there was a rule requiring a mask to be worn during the auction. Yeah, see, that, alright. If their clothes were the same, I doubt anyone would have noticed she was a different person. Yes, I blended right in. I borrowed Miss Crane's clothes and... Ouch! You mustn't embarrass the dead like that. I know. I always thought it was pretty heartless to leave her exposed like that. So when the conductor wasn't looking, I covered her up in the raincoat that was up for auction. So she was the one who put the red raincoat on the victim. And then the auction resumed as if nothing had happened. I reckon I took a picture of her in the red raincoat after that. That'd make all the facts line up. After I took the photo, I went over to the lift to sneak a peek down below. I witnessed the 11 participants, and then I tailed it back behind the statue. Don't tell me you were hiding there the entire time until we found you. Nah, that's... how should I put it? What is it? Did something happen? I didn't mention it before, but after that I might have dozed off a little. To be more precise, I fainted? Well, something like that. So something did happen. It ain't no big deal. Kind of embarrassing to say, though. There was a huge thump sound all of a sudden. I was a little surprised by that. It was right after I just witnessed the murder, so I was shaking in my boots. My heart sort of tightened up, and I was off to La La Land. When I woke up, it was already the next day, around the time you all came by the storeroom. I see, so there was a large sound. Miss Hart, I take it you do not know what transpired in the storeroom beyond this point. I guess, but after the auction, all the masks were properly returned. So I reckon the participants had exited through the storeroom just like I done said. Miss Jensen, what were your actions after the auction resumed?
I took the victim's place and participated in the auction. The conductor instructed me to win the bid for the costume trunk, because the body was inside it. It would have been bad if another auction guest won the bid for it.
You didn't realize the box was empty?
No, we only found out when I came up to the storeroom to pay the bill. The conductor was with me and told me to search for her immediately. And then I found another girl collapsed in front of the ladder.
Okay.
Yes, she probably fell down from the roof and lost consciousness.
Maybe the victim left the hatch open when she went up to the rooftop. I understand now. Kay was surprised at seeing the collapsed victim and did not notice the open hatch. She must have missed her footing and fell down into the storeroom. Miss Hart, I have determined that the sound that you made. What I did? What? Mr. Hart, I have determined the sound that made you faint. Okay, alright. It was likely the sound of Kay falling onto the storeroom floor. That might have been it, though I reckon it would be kind of pathetic to faint over something like that. When Miss Jensen found the unconscious Kay, Miss Hart was also unconscious behind the statue. The situation is becoming clearer to me. Miss Jensen, please continue your story.
After I found Kay and the victim, I put them both in the trunk. If the customers of the auction found out, there would have been a huge commotion.
Was this an order from the conductor as well?
Yes, it was. But since I secretly decided to put the raincoat on Miss Crane, I had to dispose of the raincoat without the conductor noticing.
So the conductor didn't anticipate the raincoat becoming another piece of evidence.
And finally, we dressed Miss Crane in the sphere conductor's outfit.
I see. In doing so, you made the victim appear as if she was the conductor.
In the end, the auction ended without anyone noticing anything.
Miss Jensen, your crimes have become clear. Alright, yeah. If you know anything else, please hold nothing back.
I want to help you more, but that is all I know. And if I had to say, there's just one thing that bothers me. When I took Miss Crane's place, I borrowed her clothes. But there was no way for me to borrow her hair. Ouch! What kind of coroner's assistant goes around stealing a corpse's hair?
I would think that robbing the deceased of their clothes would be questionable enough.
Both the color and the length of her hair is different, so I was worried about how to disguise it. However, the conductor even had a wig prepared for me. Oh my god. In fact, he had two of them. Inside the costume truck, there was both a straight wig and a wavy wig.
Two wigs? Where are there two?
Who knows? Maybe it was a precaution in case the victim had changed her hairstyle. That's so creepy.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I ended up using the straight wig to match Miss Crane's hair.
So that means the wavy wig was left unused. Okay.
Who the fuck owned the wavy hair?
Is that really all you know?
Yes. Yep, that's really all I know.
So that means you don't know who the conductor is.
I'm sorry. I only knew that person as the auction conductor. I never saw that person without a mask on. The conductor seemed to be on guard towards everybody.
At this rate. Edgeworth, is that all you've got? Even if that little nurse is an accomplice, it changes absolutely nothing, you know. In the end, the true culprit is still Kay Faraday. All you did was add another criminal, you know. The rule of law cannot be overturned, at least not for your sake. The burn paper. Is this as far as I go? Am I unable to save Kay? Oh, Francisca!
Objection.
Oh my god, Francisca!
Oh my god, it's her!
Yay! Francisca, why are you here?
Do you want me to be Francisca?
Sure.
Didn't I tell you, Miles Edgeworth? Wherever there is a case, I will follow. Prosecutor Von Karma, your hard work is most appreciated. However, don't get the wrong idea. I only came here to find out the truth behind what happened to Kay Faraday. I don't plan on forgiving you for abandoning the prosecutor's path.
I understand.
You should thank your former subordinate. He gave me some valuable information which may save Kay Faraday.
Detective Gumshoe did.
Listen well, Miles Edgeworth. This will be the final piece of evidence.
The final piece of evidence. It is, yeah, okay.
Jill Crane suffered the wound on her head first.
You're a bit late, Francisco, sorry.
Francisca. Well, someone say something.
Well, I hate to say it, but we already proved that.
Already proved?
Yes, well, just a few minutes ago. Ah!
You should have told me sooner.
You're the one who barged in here and started talking.
Well, then, does that mean you found out what the murder weapon was already?
No, not yet.
Is that so? In that case, listen well. The victim was struck on the head with a blunt cylinder object. The wound on her chest was suffered post-mortem.
A cylindrical murder weapon.
Bonk.
You know, this report of yours, I trust is accurate, of course.
They were the results of 2 independent autopsies carried out by 2 respected doctors.
That's reassuring, but it's too bad. You have no right to investigate this
Interpol is after the black market auctions, and I'm the prosecutor in charge of the investigation. The victim participated in the auction. Therefore, it is only natural for me to investigate. Therefore, it is especially now that she's been murdered.
I see. Oh yeah, I remember he's also like, okay, so he's abusive and he's misogynistic. I love him. He's great.
Ew,
yeah, no, he sucks in like every single way you could suck. I see. Clever girl, little Von Karma. Literally hate you. What?
Then it has been settled. The victim died from blunt force trauma to the head.
Alright, well, we got the autopsy report updated. Thank you, Francisca.
Unfortunately, the murder weapon has yet to be found.
Just knowing the shape of the murder weapon gives me an idea as to what it might be.
Hey, in my investigation, we didn't find any other murder weapons, you know?
If you consider the conductor's possessions in the crime scene, the answer should be clear. Judge Courtney's gavel.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna indicate her. It was something the conductor had had in their hand during the auction. God, imagine being killed by a gavel.
Oh my god. I think that would be a sick way to die.
Yeah, namely an auction gavel.
An auction gavel? We didn't find anything like that. If the culprit is the conductor, it is possible that the gavel may be the murder weapon. However, that alone is not reason enough, wouldn't you agree?
Of course, I have proof to back it up. I guess Lotta's testimony. That's Karen's testimony. Oh yeah, it's way back here because it was updated. Alright, fine. According to Miss Hart's testimony, after the victim had been murdered, it seems she suddenly stopped hearing the sound of the gavel during the auction. However, she had been able to hear it up until then. Why was that, you ask? It was because it had been used as the murder weapon and was covered in the victim's blood. It had become necessary to dispose of it, isn't that right? Blaze the best.
I'll have a search for the murder weapon performed immediately.
Well, good luck with that, you know. You've got to work as hard as you can while you're young, you see. He's completely confident that we won't find it.
Well then, while the search for the murder weapon continues, I hereby call for a brief recess.
Okay, so that was the longest
To be
part, I think, of this
continued.
case.
Really? Okay, yeah, that felt really long. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and part 2 is half the page is the what really happened thing.
Really?
Do you
Oh
want to
my
finish the
god.
case?
Oh, how long does it take?
Let's see. Here, I can actually look it up.
Because I do need to eat lunch.
Oh yeah. No, prioritize food. Let's see. Um uh uh the Forgotten Turnabout. Um Playthrough.
So,
Okay. Um, there's about 40 minutes left in the case.
Ooh, I might have to. You can finish up the case. I might have to head out though.
It's got good stuff, so I can stop here too. It's been an hour and a
Okay,
half, so
yeah.
it's
We
fine.
can just finish up next week. And I
Yeah.
should be way more open next week since I'll be on spring break.
Oh, okay. All right,
Maybe.
cool.
Actually, I might. Where am I next week? I might be on vacation. I actually have no clue. But yeah. Um, yeah. We'll just finish up next week.
All right.
Yeah, have fun though.
All right. Bye. Go have food.
Bye.